There is a brand new feature out in Canva you are going to be obsessed with. Magic Layers gives you the ability to upload any flat image, so maybe an image that AI has created or a design that you might have lost the original editing files for, and it will make it editable for you again. It will pick up all the different layers, it will pick up different things in photos, pick up different pieces of text and make it so you can edit it again. But there are some things you should know and some do's and don'ts when using this, and today's tutorial is going to go into all of those. So let's dive in. Hi, if we have not met yet, my name is Jackie and I am a graphic designer who loves teaching everyday business owners how they can utilize programs like Canva and strategic brand and design to grow their businesses. So everything I teach is around helping you to do design better so that your business can be something that you love and that doesn't take you hours to create graphics for and that actually performs. If that sounds interesting, make sure you've hit that subscribe button, but otherwise let us dive in. So I'm going to get up on my screen now. This is a thumbnail design for actually one of my very first YouTube tutorials about 3 years ago. Now, this design, if I didn't currently, I keep pretty good track of my graphics, so I do have the editable file for this. But if I had lost this editable file and I needed to reuse it or re-edit it, what's a gal to do? I would have to totally remake it from scratch. But what I can do now is use Magic Layers. So all I've done is gone to my uploads and uploaded this file from my computer. Now, a caveat here, the files that you use need to be either JPEG or PNG files. It will not work with a vector type file like PDF, which is unfortunate because PDF usually has a few layers already. Instead, Canva is using AI to fully recreate this. So once you've got your image in, you can move it around. It can be small or it can be the full screen. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure, another caveat is that it's not part of the background. So sometimes I like going right clicking and press set images background. That way it doesn't click and move around all of the time. If you do this, this Magic Layers feature won't be available to you. So don't do that. Just click on that image and head to the edit button on the top left-hand corner. Now it is worth noting you can access this from your Canva home. I've just gone to canva.com and you'll see Magic Layers here. This will then prompt you to grab a picture from your uploads to use straight away, which you're welcome to do if you don't want to create a design and then insert a file into it. Both work exactly the same, but today I'm going to use it straight from inside a design. So I'm going to hit edit and you can see under Magic Studio here that it is a brand new feature at this time of recording, and if I click on this, it's going to use AI to look at the different layers a part of this image. Now, like all AI features, sometimes this works really well and sometimes it kind of bombs. This image here I find kind of works okay, but not amazingly. We're going to wait for it to do its magic and it's going to pick apart the image. I think you're going to love what this does. All right, so it's all finished. I haven't pressed anything yet. It's just finished its process. And now you can see I can actually, if I hover over different parts of this image, you can see it's trying to select different things. That's because Canva's broken this down. So you can see here I've got me as an image by itself. It's kind of created and recreated what the image of this photo might have looked like behind me. It's also grabbed my text, and so Canva will try and find the closest font to what you've used in your design. The font that I used in this design was not an original Canva font, so it hasn't picked it up exactly, but it's chosen one pretty close. So that's there, and I can now edit that text and change it to being anything else. Just like so, and I can move everything around and just treat it exactly like I would. And you can see the background is a graphic. It's got this little texture I use in the background. It's got my little bubble by itself. It's got this little circle by itself with a little icon of a key and some text here for 5 keys. I could write 4 keys. So I'm changing this around a little bit. So all of these are now fully editable for me to then change and move around. I might set that as the background, move this around, move myself here, or I could even decide I want to update this image, so I might even delete that altogether, maybe grab a new photo of myself and pop that in instead. And you can see I've now been able to totally redo this. Now, if you've got an eagle eye, you will notice a couple of flaws. If I zoom in close to this bubble over here, this is really very, very low quality. It hasn't recreated it very high, similar to this background and also similar with this little blob down here. So there are parts where it's not incredible, but for something where you don't have anything at all, this can be a really great thing. Now, there are some important caveats to know here. Firstly are your limits. If you have Canva free, you may or may not be able to use this. It does say here it's a pro feature. However, I have heard that you can use it maybe in a limited capacity. So have a check it out and see if you do have it. If you don't have Canva Pro and you'd like to try it out, I've got a link in the description to give you a 30-day free trial, which also helps to support my channel at no extra cost to you. Then for Canva Pro users, you have a 500 monthly credit limit, which is honestly, I'm never gonna use over 500 credits. So you should be all good there. Canva Business also has a 500 monthly credit, and then Canva Enterprise has unlimited. So for most of us, we should be pretty fine as long as we have Canva Pro. And if you have Canva free, see if it's there, give it a go. And if not, give that 30-day free trial a go if this is something you would like to give a shot. Now, the next design I want to show you is a little method that I teach to help my students find their perfect brand. And sometimes I forget where I've stored this image, and so I wish that I had an editable version of it. So again, I've just inserted this, but I want to show you something that doesn't work. So if I click on this and press Magic Layers and see if it does its thing, this actually doesn't have a background, so it's a transparent file. Now this is usually good, but when we're doing the magic layers, it does not like transparent background files. So you're going to see what it does in just a moment. All right, so you see what it's done here. Can you see it has not enjoyed that little blur that I had around the edges of these circles, and it's made the background black. So these parts here have done pretty good. We've got like these nice little circles. Actually, that's worked wonderfully. And I've got my little cloud here, but it really has had trouble with my background elements. So for me, for example, I know I made this in Canva, so I would actually just find these elements and pop them in, or just even use plain circles. But the fact that it's now perfectly pulled out my text, it's curved my text here, it's pulled this out as a little graphic, it's pop my text out here, everything is looking really good other than that. So just be wary with transparent background images. You may choose to resave them without having a transparency. Like for example, if I did want to do this, I might choose to insert my picture on a transparent background if that was the only file I had at hand, and press share, download. And I can download it still as a PNG, I just wouldn't have a transparent background, and I would just select that current page there for page 2, and this would then download with that purple background, and then I'd potentially put it back through the magic layers with that purple background there. All right, next one I want to show you is this one. So this is another full design that I made, but potentially I'd lost the file for. If I press edit here and press magic layers, we'll see what it can do. Now while that's happening, I want to add a few caveats in here and a few more ideas of what you might want to use it for. Firstly, it goes without saying that ideally you don't want to be using images that you don't have the rights to be able to have editing capabilities of. For example, if you find someone else's random graphic online and you want to steal some of it, it wouldn't be the right thing to do to run this through magic layers and start using it yourself. Ideally, this will be used for your own files that maybe you've lost the originals for, or maybe a designer has created you a graphic that you have fully paid for and you'd like to be able to tweak something on it. You'd like to be able to tweak something on it because potentially you've lost contact with that original designer. Other than that, please be kind with how you are using this feature. So you can see here now that if I zoom in, this has kind of become its own text box ready for me to edit. It's brought Bronwyn out here on her own. It's made this as a little text box. This is a text box. This is an element. This is a text box. This is an element. And this is all now not makeable, but editable for me to change. So if I wanted to say, I can totally edit this design to be anything I want. I can change the color of this one to be pink instead, and all from a design that originally I lost the file for, so I couldn't edit. Now, another way you might use it, not just for lost files, is maybe for designs that AI has made you. So say, for example, I used Canva AI to create for me this graphic. I was like, give me a purple drink bottle on a hill. This is similar to the original example that Canva gives us when it's showing off the magic layers. So I thought I'd give it a go myself. And I asked for it to write the text, feel the joy at the bottom. But obviously I can't edit this. If I wanted to change the text here or the font or the color or the bottle and make that larger, I can do nothing with it because it's a flat AI image. So what I'm going to do instead is go to edit, magic layers, while I've selected on that image, and see and watch it pull it apart. Now I made this image using Canva's magic AI. You could use any sort of image generation platform as long as you can save it as a PNG or a JPEG file and bring it straight into Canva. All right, now you see here what it's done. The image has lost a little bit of quality in the background. You can see it's a tiny bit pixelated, but not too bad. You can also see my bottle is on its own here. So if I wanted to make this a little bit larger, I could do that. What else is on its own is this little hill. So I can actually grab this little hill and bring it down a little bit to make sure my bottle is sitting in the right spot. Beautiful. And then maybe I want to have feel the joy up here. I might turn off my rounding and I might turn off the little text on the outside. Maybe I'll make it fit in here. Make it maybe a nice white color. Let's add in a shadow back in. And that was really just from an AI image, but I was able to fully change it to suit maybe the new layout that I wanted. Like maybe I actually only wanted this to be this kind of size of an image. I could have resized that to suit. I can move everything around. So that's a really great workaround for you. Another example I was actually on a call with one of my students today, and she had made a flat lay image of a recipe, but she couldn't edit it. So I generated an image just using ChatGPT. I said, make me a flat lay image of ingredients for a healthy breakfast and write the ingredient name next to it. This is great, but again, I can't edit it. So I've actually loaded this into Canva, press edit, use the magic layers, and now what it's going to do is it's going to separate all of these bowls, it's going to separate all of this text. I can move things around, I can delete things, I can change the size, I can change the font, all to match whatever I need for my particular business or use case. All right, so it's done now, and you can see I can actually pick up this bowl. It doesn't pick up the shadow, which is less ideal, but I could move this around. I could do the same with this one, or this one. Maybe I don't even want the almonds in it anymore, so I might even just delete it, grab the arrow, delete that, and the almonds, and delete that. And maybe I want to change these fonts to being a different font. I could totally do that there as well. Everything is editable for me to use. I might choose to put the avocado down in the bottom here instead and move that across. And then if I wanted more capabilities, or maybe make the egg giant, again, I can do all of these things just because I got that to be editable for myself. And if for some reason I wanted to remove some of this image, I can manually edit using more of Canva's AI features to fix. So say, for example, I don't love the little shadow that's been left in here. If I press edit here and then go to Magic Studio and scroll across, I might choose to use the magic eraser, and I might paint over this area. Again, sometimes this works great, sometimes less so, so we'll see what happens. Press erase. And you can see it's kind of taken away that shadow a little bit, so it makes it less obvious that something was disappeared from there. Or if I wanted to, I could even go, I could just fully redesign it myself. I might write wooden table flat in my elements over here, maybe jump over to photos, and maybe I wanted this background instead. I could pop that in, delete this background, and maybe I could pick over here and go to elements again and just type shadow. Then jump into my graphics and grab maybe this circular shadow here, and I could pop that behind some of my pieces of fruit and stuff on the table and make my own little graphic. But I didn't have to start from scratch because I had help from ChatGPT to create the original image, and then I could just kind of edit it and make it exactly what I needed it to be afterwards. So enjoy that magic layers feature. I'm going to pop a slide on the screen now so you can see a couple of those key summary points that I shared today around making sure that your image is a JPEG and not a PNG, making sure your image isn't too complex. Like if you have a really complex image, it's just not going to work perfectly. Things are just going to get a bit pixelated, or they're going to try to it's going to get a bit confused. So sometimes it just won't work, and that's okay. You've given it a shot. Know that Canva only has access to its own fonts. So if you've used a font that Canva doesn't have, it will just replace it with its closest type. Make sure your image you're trying to edit isn't embedded into the background of your design. If you ever need to, if I just bring off the slide for a moment, you can right click on an image if it is in the background and just press detach image from background, and then you'll be able to edit that image perfectly. Also note that images may be in low quality when you use the magic layers. It might not be the crispest of quality. And remember that you can access magic layers from inside the design as well as from the Canva homepage. And note that if you don't have this yet, it might be because it's slowly rolling out. I know that it's currently accessible in the US, the UK, Canada, and Australia. If you're not one of those countries and you find you don't have it, keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure it will be rolling out soon, as right now it's more of a beta launch. So I hope you found that helpful. Make sure that you have a look at my other videos. I have just released a full Canva for Beginners mini course. It's totally for free right inside YouTube. Or if you're actually ready to up level your designs and start making money from your designs because they're strategic and they're setting your brand up as a pro, I have a free masterclass I think you're going to really love. It's called Design Tools to 100K Online, and in there I'm going to teach you more about Canva, and more importantly I'm going to teach you how to be strategic with your designs so your graphics are communicating. I'm going to show you strategies and systems that are going to make sure that your designs are being set apart as professional, which make people stop trusting you and your business, which would be a big old shame. So make sure you check that out and join me for that session very soon. Otherwise, I'll see you for the next video. Bye.